21-minute audio leak, big revelations. JEM launches Women's Terror Brigade. Terror cells across all Pakistani districts. Masood Azhar appoints his own two sisters. How is JEM radicalizing Pakistani women?
Hello and welcome to this special episode of Explained on NewsX with me, Uday Pratap Singh. Take a look at this photograph. This photograph was taken during President Draupadi Murmu's visit with Squadron Leader Shivangi Singh at the Ambala Air Force Base, where she had a Rafale sortie. During Operation Sindoor, Pakistan had circulated false propaganda claiming that Singh, the first Indian woman pilot to fly the Rafale, had been captured. Reports allege that she had been detained after aircraft was shot down near Sialkot, but let's once again set the record straight. Pak's claims were baseless. According to official reports, there are nearly 7,000 female officers currently serving in the Indian Army. While India is actively pursuing the goal of increasing the representation of women in the armed forces through significant policy changes and new initiatives, Pakistan appears to be moving in a contrasting direction. Let me explain. A 21-minute audio recording of Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar, reportedly delivered at Markaz Usman Ali in Bahawalpur, has unveiled a chilling blueprint for the recruitment, training and deployment of women in terror roles. This development clearly signals a dangerous and strategic expansion of the Pakistan-based terror group's operational campaign against India. This terror group, as it is, has a troubling and bloody past. The terrorist organization Jaish-e-Mohammed was established in March 2000 in Karachi by Maulana Masood Azhar. It was founded just after his release from Indian custody, which was secured in exchange for 155 hostages from the hijacked flight IC-814 in 1999. JEM's bloody record includes some of the most heinous acts of terror on Indian soil. These include the December 2001 attack on the Indian Parliament that claimed 9 lives, the 2016 Uri attack, which led to the martyrdom of 19 soldiers, and the 2019 Pulwama suicide bombing, where 40 CRPF personnel were martyred. Now, the Jaish-e-Mohammed is focused on strategically incorporating women into its operational terror framework. According to the recording, Azhar outlined a structural program for a newly promoted women's wing, which he called Jamaat-ul-Mominat. He said the brigade will receive its own initial training course, dubbed the Davra-e-Taskiya, modelled on the 15-day basic induction that male recruits historically received, known with JEM as Davra-e-Tarbiyat. To contextualize this, let's first tell you how terrorists have been recruited and trained over the past 2 decades. The Davra-e-Tarbiyat's first stage is a 15-day course designed to prepare recruits for militant activities. This program focuses on psychological and ideological radicalization, aiming to indoctrinate participants into viewing suicide missions as a path to paradise rather than teaching combat skills. Typically, young men between 16 and 30 years old are recruited, often vetted through family ties or local mosques. During the 15-day period, the curriculum combines Deobandi religious ideology with intense anti-India propaganda and a highly regimented and isolated environment. Recruits are cut off from the outside world with no phones, family visits, or unrelated interactions. They receive basic meals and undergo physical fitness training through light drills. Even in the leaked audio, Masood Azhar said women who complete the first stage at the Bahawal Center will move on to the second phase, Davra Ayat-ul-Nisa, which he described as religious instructions for female recruits on how Islamic texts, in his view, justify participation in jihad. Azhar also reportedly framed the creation of the Women's Brigade as a response to perceived threats, claiming rival forces had placed women in the armed forces and media, and the JEM should mobilize women to counter them. The recording outlines plans for nationwide expansion. Azhar said Jamaat-ul-Mominat cells would be established in every district across Pakistan, each led by a female district organizer responsible for recruitment. Let me do a rough mathematical estimation for you. Terrorist cells typically consist of 2 to 5 members. There are as many as 169 districts in Pakistan. Assuming that there are 4 terrorists in each cell, the JEM is expected to brainwash and turn over 750 women into terrorists. What's also important is to highlight the fact that this statement made by Masood Azhar directly points to how Pakistan has become a safe haven for the terror web. He also imposed strict operational restrictions on members, directing that women should not communicate with outside men by phone or messenger, except for immediate family or husbands. Earlier on the 22nd of October, the JEM had launched an online course, Tufat al-Muminat, as part of its efforts to expand recruitment and raise funds for its newly formed women's wing. According to an unclassified report published by the Parliament of Australia, funding for JEM is derived from both legitimate business interests, including commodity trading and property, and through Islamic charitable foundations including the Al Rashid Trust, also known as the Amin Trust, whose accounts were ordered to be frozen by the UNSC for suspected links to Al-Qaeda. The Karachi-based trust has as many as 21 branches across Pakistan. According to reports, the online course aims to indoctrinate and recruit women into JeM's female brigade through religious and jihadi-oriented lessons. The 40-minute daily lesson is scheduled to begin from November the 8th. It will reportedly be conducted via online platforms by JeM chiefs Masood Azhar's sister, Sadia Azhar, and Samaira Azhar. Each participant is being asked to contribute 500 Pakistani rupees in donation. Sources indicate that the group is focusing recruitment efforts on the wives of its commanders and on economically vulnerable women studying at its center in Bahawalpur, Karachi, Muzaffarabad, Kotli, Haripur and Mansehra. But why has Masood Azhar chosen Sadia Azhar and Samaira Azhar to run the women's recruitment plan? Here are some probable reasons. Let's start with Sadia Azhar. She is the widow of Yusuf Azhar, a top JeM terrorist who was neutralized during India's Operation Sindoor. JeM is trying to use Sadia's grief as a weapon to recruit women and turn them into terrorists. In fact, she's been involved in the group's internal logistics even before 2025. On the other hand, there's Samaira Azhar, also known as Masood, which translates to mother of Masood. Her role is more about spreading propaganda and brainwashing women rather than taking on a command role. She's considered loyal to the cause, being a blood relative with no public controversies. Training women to become terrorists is not something that is unheard of. A prominent example is Afia Siddiqui, also known as Lady Al-Qaeda. She was born in Karachi on the 2nd of March 1972. A prominent neuroscientist and US-educated academic, she was once hailed as a brilliant scholar, but is accused by the US of being an Al-Qaeda operative and facilitator. She has been imprisoned in the US since 2010, serving an 86-year sentence for attempting to murder US military personnel and FBI agents during interrogation in Afghanistan. Given the fact that Pakistan supports terrorism, here are some of the reasons Pak may support Jaish-e-Mohammed in this recruitment. If you remember, in 2015, Pervez Musharraf, the then president of Pakistan, admitted and confirmed state support for Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed when he said that the attacks orchestrated by these terror groups will not stop until New Delhi addresses the issue of Kashmir. When a sitting president makes such statements, when the terrorist attacks persist, it's obvious there is a backhand of support. The question then is, how does one tackle this menace?
Leak big revelations. JeM launches Women's Terror Brigade. Terror cells across all Pakistani districts. Masood Azhar appoints his own two sisters. How is JeM radicalizing Pakistani women?